With 2023 now firmly in the rearview mirror, it's time to look back at the year just gone and the indie games that released this past year. Here are the 5 best indie games that I played which came out in 2023. At number 5 is Underground Blossom, the latest puzzle game from Rusty Lake. I am a big fan of this developer who makes weird and offbeat puzzle games that go in some interesting directions. With Underground Blossom, this continues to be the case as you travel between stations, solving puzzles in order to make the next train arrive and find a ticket so you can board. With Underground Blossom, Rusty Lake delve into the realms of the surreal a bit more than they did with their last game I played, The White Door, and so it might not gel with some, but this is the kind of stuff I come to their games for. Underground Blossom is a great mix of puzzling and surrealist storytelling. At number 4, we have Gunbrella, a stylish side-scrolling action platformer. Ever since this was first announced, it was a game I knew I wanted to play. The combination of slick movement, tight gunplay, and a grungy art style immediately clicked with me, and the final product didn't disappoint. As well as providing some top-notch action, with the umbrella movement mechanics allowing you to pull off some acrobatic kills and escape danger, Gunbrella did a good job of providing a compelling story and world to sit alongside it, with a good cast of characters. Tasked with rescuing your daughter and taking revenge for the death of your wife, it managed to mostly stay away from cliches. The story does feel a bit rushed towards the end, however, and the bosses are a bit of a mixed bag, which is why it isn't higher up this list. Despite these slight missteps, it was a pleasure to play, with a world that I enjoyed spending time in and exploring. At number 3, we have Jusant, a lovely title about climbing a giant rock, a game that I have felt more fondly about the more distance from it I get. Coming from one of my favourite developers, Don't Nod, it's a title that, whilst not providing the most complex climbing simulation, does manage to create a sense of peril, even if falling does nothing more than force you to start your climb from the last checkpoint. Outside the climbing, Don't Nod has created a compelling world that tells its story through notes you find and some brilliant environmental storytelling. Jusant is one of those games that gives you a warm feeling inside when playing it, and sometimes that is just what you need. Into the top 2 we go, with a title that I played at the beginning of the year and thought would remain at the top of my list come the end of 2023. Dredge is a Lovecraftian fishing game which sounds like a weird mix, but boy does it work. Cast as a sea captain who arrives at an archipelago with a damaged ship, you must fish and sell your catch in order to upgrade your boat, so you can travel further and catch more expensive fish in order to get better upgrades. Alongside that, you strive to find out what is going on with the strange fog that envelops the islands come nightfall and explore various mysteries told to you by townsfolk. Despite the Lovecraftian theming, the game manages to provide a fairly relaxed experience, with the air of mystery adding a nice little cherry on top that helps to drive the game forward. It's one of those titles that just feels nice to play. You start and a few hours later you finish, and in between you've had a really good time. And so we come to number 1, and that game is Cocoon. Cocoon is a puzzle game that tasks the player with diving between worlds to solve puzzles. You start out in one world, and when you exit that world, you carry it around on your back and use it to solve puzzles, diving back in at certain points to solve more puzzles. It sounds complicated, but what makes the game so good is that it isn't. It's not one of those puzzle games where you slam up against a brick wall and have to walk away for a bit, coming back later to solve the puzzle you were stuck on. Everything just flows due to intuitive and smart puzzle design. It manages to hit that sweet spot of providing puzzles that are not really difficult to solve, but you feel smart and get a sense of accomplishment from solving them. Alongside that, it continues to add new wrinkles to its design to stop things from going stale, and creates an interesting world with a variety of environments, which are a mix of the mechanical and organic that can at times look quite stunning. Cocoon is a title that has gone right into my list of best puzzle games of all time. So there you have it, the best 5 indie games that came out in 2023. Do you agree? Do you think there's anything I've missed out? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider liking, subscribing, all that good stuff really helps the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.